Let's start Chapter 7, Structural Organization in Animals. In the preceding chapters, you came across a large variety of organisms, both unicellular and multicellular, of the animal kingdom. In unicellular organisms, all functions like digestion, respiration, and reproduction are performed by a single cell. In the complex body of multicellular animals, the same basic functions are carried out by different groups of cells in a well organized manner. The body of a simple organism like Hydra is made up of different types of cells, and the number of cells in each type can be in thousands. The human body is composed of billions of cells to perform various functions. How do these cells in the body work together? In multicellular animals, a group of similar cells along with intercellular substances perform a specific function. Such an organization is called tissue. You may be surprised to know that all complex animals consist of only 4 basic types of tissues. These tissues are organized in a specific proportion and pattern to form an organ like a stomach, lung, heart, and kidney. When two or more organs perform a common function by their physical and or chemical interaction, they together form organ system. Example: digestive system, respiratory system, etc. Cells, tissue, organs, and organ system split up the work in a way that exhibits division of labor and contribute to the survival of the body as a whole. 7.1 Animal tissue. The structure of the cells vary according to their function. Therefore, the tissues are different and broadly classified into 4 types: epithelial, connective, muscular, and neural. 7.1.1 Epithelial tissue. We commonly refer to an epithelial tissue as epithelium, plural epithelia. These tissues has a surface which faces either a body fluid or the outside environment and thus provides as a covering or a lining for some part of the body. The cells are compactly packed with little intercellular matrix. There are 2 types of epithelial tissues, namely simple epithelium and compound epithelium. Simple epithelium is composed of a single layer of cells and function as a lining for body cavities, ducts, and tubes. The compound epithelium consists of 2 or more cell layers and has protective function as it does in our skin. On the basis of structural modification of the cell, simple epithelium is further divided into 3 types. These are: first, squamous; second, cuboidal; third, columnar. The squamous epithelium is made up of single thin layer of flattened cells with irregular boundaries. They are found in the walls of blood vessels and air sacs of lungs and are involved in functions like forming a diffusion boundary. The cuboidal epithelium is composed of a single layer of cube-like cells. This is commonly found in ducts of gland and tubular part of nephron in kidneys, and its main function are secretion and absorption. The epithelium of proximal convoluted tubule PCT of nephron in the kidney has microvilli. The columnar epithelium is composed of single layer of tall and slender cells. Their nuclei are located at the base. Free surface may have microvilli. They are found in the lining of stomach and intestine and help in secretion and absorption. If the columnar or cuboidal cells bear cilia on their free surface, they are called ciliated epithelium. Figure 7.1d. Their functions is to move particles or mucus in a specific direction over the epithelium. They are mainly present in the inner surface of hollow organs like bronchioles and fallopian tubes. Some of the columnar or cuboidal cells get specialized for secretion and are called glandular epithelium. They are mainly of 2 types: unicellular, consisting of isolated glandular cells, that is goblet cells of the alimentary canal, and multicellular, consisting of cluster of cell salivary gland. On the basis of the mode of pouring of their secretion, glands are divided into two categories, namely exocrine and endocrine glands. Exocrine glands secrete mucus, saliva, earwax, bile, milk, digestive enzymes, and other cell products. These products are released through ducts or tubes. In contrast, endocrine glands do not have ducts. Their products called hormones are secreted directly into the fluid bathing the gland. Compound epithelium is made of more than one layer, multilayered, of cells and thus has a limited role in secretion and absorption. Their main function is to provide protection against chemical and mechanical stress. They cover the dry surface of the skin, the moist surface of buccal cavity, pharynx, inner lining of ducts of salivary gland and of pancreatic ducts. All cells in epithelium are held together with little intercellular material. In nearly all animal tissue, a specialized junction provide both structural and functional links between its individual cell. There are three types of cell junction are found in the epithelium and other tissues. These are called as tight, adhering, and gap junctions. Tight junction help to stop substances from leaking across a tissue. Adhering junction perform cementing to keep neighboring cells together. Gap junction facilitate the cells to communicate with each other by connecting the cytoplasm of the adjoining cells for rapid transfer of ions, small molecules, and sometimes big molecules. 7.1.2 Connective tissue. Connective tissue are most abundant and widely distributed in the body of complex animals. They are named connective tissues because of their special function of linking and supporting of other tissues or organs of the body. They range from soft connective tissues to specialized types which include cartilage, bone, adipose, and blood. In all connective tissues except blood, the cells secrete fibers. The cells secrete fibers of a structural protein called collagen or elastin. The fibers provide strength, elasticity, flexibility to the tissue. These cells also secrete modified polysaccharides which accumulate between cells and fiber, act as matrix, that is ground substance. Connective tissue are classified into three types: loose connective tissue, dense connective tissue, and specialized connective tissue. Loose connective tissue has cells and fibers loosely arranged in a semi-fluid ground substance. For example, areolar tissue present beneath the skin. Often it serves as a support framework for epithelium. It contains fibroblasts, cells that produce and secrete fibers, macrophage, and mast cell. Adipose tissue is another type of loose connective tissue located mainly beneath the skin. The cells of this tissue are specialized to store fats. The excess of nutrients which are not used immediately are converted into fats and are stored in this tissue. Fibers and fibroblasts are compactly packed in the dense connective tissue. Orientation of fibers show a regular or irregular pattern are called dense regular and dense irregular tissues. In the dense regular connective tissue, the collagen fiber are present in rows between many parallel bundles of fibers. Tendon which attach skeletal muscles to bone and ligaments which attach one bone to another are example of this tissue. Dense irregular connective tissue has fibroblasts and many fiber, mostly collagen, that are oriented differently. This tissue is present in the skin. Cartilage, bones, and blood are various types of specialized connective tissues. The intercellular material of cartilage is solid and pliable and resists compression. Cells of the tissue, chondrocytes, are enclosed in a small cavity within the matrix secreted by them. Most of the cartilage in vertebrate embryos are replaced by bones in adults. Cartilage is present in the tip of nose, outer ear joints, between adjacent bones of the vertebral column, limbs, and hands in adults. Bones have a hard and non-pliable ground substance rich in calcium, salt, and collagen fiber, which give bone its strength. It is the main tissue that provides a structural frame to the body. Bones support and protect softer tissues and organs. The bone cells, osteocytes, are present in the spaces called lacunae. Limb bones, such as the long bones of the legs, serve weight bearing functions. They also interact with skeletal muscles attached to them to bring about movements. The bone marrow in some bones is the site of production of blood cells. Blood is a fluid connective tissue containing plasma, RBC, white blood cells, WBC, and platelets. It is the main circulating fluid that helps in the transport of various substances. You will learn about blood in chapter 17 and 18. 7.1.3 Muscle tissue. Each muscle is made up of many long cylindrical fibers arranged in parallel arrays. These fibers are composed of numerous fine fibrils called myofibrils. Muscle fibers contract, shorten in response to stimulation, then relax, lengthen, and return to their uncontracted state in a coordinated fashion. Their action moves the body to adjust to changes in the environment and to maintain the position of the various parts of the body. In general, muscles play an active role in all the movement of the body. Muscles are of three types: skeletal, smooth, and cardiac. Skeletal muscle tissue is closely attached to skeletal bones. In typical muscle such as biceps, striped skeletal muscles, fibers are bundled together in a parallel fashion. A sheath of tough connective tissue encloses several bundles of muscles fiber. We will learn more about this in chapter 20. Here are the diagram of muscle tissue. First one is a skeletal muscle, second one is smooth muscle, and third one is cardiac muscle tissue. The smooth muscle fiber taper at both ends, fusiform, and do not show striations. Cell junction hold them together and they are bundled together in a connective tissue sheath. The wall of internal organs such as the blood vessels, stomach, and intestine contains this type of muscle tissue. Smooth muscles are involuntary as their function cannot directly controlled. We usually are not able to make it contract merely by thinking about it as we can do with skeletal muscles. Cardiac muscle tissue is a contractile tissue present only in the heart. Cell junction fuse the plasma membrane of cardiac muscle cells and make them stick together. Communication junction intercalated disc at some fusion point allow the cells to contract as unit. That is, when one cell receives signal to contract, its nerves are also stimulated to contract. 7.1.4 Neural tissue. Neural tissue exert the greatest control over the body's responsiveness to changing condition. Neurons, the unit of neural system, are excitable cells. The neuroglial cell, which constitute the rest of the neural system, protect and support neurons. Neuroglia make up more than one half the volume of neural tissue in our body. When a neuron is suitably stimulated, an electrical disturbance is generated which swiftly travels along its plasma membrane. Arrival of the disturbance of the neuron's ending or output triggers event that may cause stimulation or inhibition of adjacent neuron and other cells. We will study the detailed chapter in 21. Thanks.